Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to do another classic rock reaction. This one is from American rock band Vanilla Fudge, and the song is called You Keep Me Hanging On. Let's get it. Kind of looks like some of my background. Sounds like the makings of a long intro. Thunderous. I miss the sound of the organ and rock and roll. The Supremes, baby. That's taking me back to my childhood here. This is a funky version. I like this part, man. Powerful. Hold up now. Yo, just holler at you for a sec here, man. Sorry about the pause. Yeah, man. You know, that kind of nostalgic trip you feel when something that you used to listen to as a kid gets remade, and now It's this really, really heavy, bombastic, really, really cool psychedelic version of what you were brought up with. That's what I'm going through here. I experience that quite often with a Led Zeppelin. And I know that these guys in Led Zeppelin were, I guess, kind of contemporaries, and they might have toured together. I read that. Yeah, this song, man, the Supremes cover is one I even remember dancing to this particular song, the Supremes version, when my parents would have a couple of house parties. I'd dance with my mom and my aunties, that sort of thing. And I remember dancing to the Supremes version of this tune. So stuff are starting to come back. But anyway, man, I'm just going off here. First impression, the first thing that stands out to me are a couple of things actually. One is this guy's voice, man. Yo, if I would pay whatever the price to have a singing voice like this guy's got. And two, man, I really like the presence of the organ in rock and roll music, man. Especially the psychedelic era, that sort of thing. It just seemed to have had a place. The organ really sticks out in my mind with some of these bands I've been looking at. You Shook Me comes to mind from Led Zeppelin. The presence in the organ in that just really got me. And also the presence in the organ in Child in Time, the Deep Purple song. Yeah, man. So, when I hear the organ, um, it's so well placed. It just really has a great place in rock and roll. But anyway, I'm going off again. First impressions of the song, very, very good, very excellent. I'm really, really digging this version. Let's keep going. This dude loves to swing those arms, man. That's good. It's part of his charm. Very expressive person. Drummer is excellent. They're all good. I dig the drummer though. Nice. I love the organ in rock and roll. Is it just me? Let me know what you think about the organ in rock. drummer is excellent, man. I'm pretty sure I heard him doing a triplet. Awesome. That was excellent. It's not over yet. Okay, there we go. Yo, that was excellent, man. A really, really cool, funky ass remake of the Supremes' original You Keep Me Hanging On. Excellent. Vanilla Fudge. Wow. Yeah, man. I knew from what I was being told, and I read a little bit. I believe it was a Led Zeppelin reaction I was doing. And I think what was being explained was they, Led Zeppelin, were touring with Vanilla Fudge, and in their beginning they were opening up for them, or they opened up for them just one tour or whatever. And also I read that John Bonham's drum kit, I guess he might have copied a little bit of the assembly of his drum kit from the Vanilla Fudge drummer. I'm pretty sure that's where I read it in a Led Zeppelin reaction. That's what I know about these guys. I also knew that this cover was specifically the cover of the Supremes' You Keep Me Hanging On. I didn't know that it was going to be so deep and slow and thunderous, which is really, really nice. They've got a lot of power emanating just from those four guys. The drummer definitely is the standout to me from that group, but I like all of them. All of them really make an excellent unit. The vocals, man, love the guy's vocals, and the presence of the organ again. I really like the presence of the organ in not just rock and roll, but in some blues. I'm immediately thinking of Since I've Been Loving You from Led Zeppelin. So the organ definitely has its place. All right, man. So I just want to get acquainted a little bit with this song, the formation of it, the Vanilla Fudge version of it, and a little acquainted with the band themselves. So there we go. So I'm just bringing up my Wikipedia and song facts here, man. Okay, Vanilla Fudge, Wikipedia, Vanilla Fudge, You Keep Me Hanging On. Okay, so Vanilla Fudge is an American rock band known predominantly for their extended rock arrangements of contemporary hit songs, most notably You Keep Me Hanging On. The band's original lineup, vocalist and organist Mark Stein, bassist and vocalist Tim Bogert, lead guitarist and vocalist Vince Martell, and drummer and vocalist Carmine Appice, recorded 5 albums during the years 1967 to 1969, before disbanding in 1970. The band is currently touring with 3 of the 4 original members, Stein, Martell, and Appice, with Pete Bremy on bass, as Bogert retired in 2009. The band has been cited as one of the few American links between psychedelia and what soon became heavy metal. Vanilla Fudge also is known to have influenced other major bands such as The Nice, Deep Purple, Yes, Styx, Led Zeppelin, and Uriah Heep. I've never heard of The Nice. The members of Vanilla Fudge were great admirers of the Beatles and covered several of their songs, including Ticket to Ride, Eleanor Rigby, You Can't Do That, and You Can't Do That. The self-titled debut album quotes Strawberry Fields Forever at the end with the line, "There's nothing to get hung about." According to Ritchie Blackmore and John Lord, Vanilla Fudge's organ heavy sound was a large influence on the British band Deep Purple, with Blackmore even stating that his band wanted to be a Vanilla Fudge clone in its early years. As of 2018, Vanilla Fudge is still performing concerts regularly. Yeah, excellent. Those guys are definitely in their 70s. I'd say probably mid-70s. They were around before Led Zeppelin, so they got to be in their mid to late 70s, man. It's quite something. Okay, song history. You Keep Me Hanging On is a 1966 song written and compiled by Holland Dozier Holland, a songwriting team. It first became a popular Billboard Hot 100 number and hit, It first became a popular Billboard Hot 100 number one hit for the American Motown group The Supremes in late 1966. Vanilla Fudge covered the song a year later and had a top 10 hit with their version. The hell does that say? Box Tops. Okay. Background. Vanilla Fudge's 1967 psychedelic rock remake of You Keep Me Hanging On reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart a year after the release of the Supremes recording. While the edited version released on the 45 RPM single was under 3 minutes long, the album version was 7 minutes and 20 seconds long. I think that's what we just watched. The recording, done in one take, was Vanilla Fudge's first single. Vanilla Fudge drummer Carmine Appice talked about the band's decision to cover the song in a 2014 interview, and I quote, "That was Mark and Timmy. We used to slow songs down and listen to lyrics and try to emulate what the lyrics were dictating. That one was a hurtin' song. It had a lot of emotion in it. People Get Ready was like a gospel thing. Eleanor Rigby was sort of eerie and church-like a horror movie kind of thing. If you listen to Hangin' On, Fast, by the Supremes, it sounds very happy, but the lyrics aren't happy at all. If you lived through that situation, the lyrics are definitely not happy." And moving on to another interview, Carmine Appice explained in a Songfacts interview, "In 1966, when I joined the band, there was a thing going around the New York area and Long Island that was basically slowing songs down, making production numbers out of them, and putting emotion into them. The Vagrants were doing it. They had Leslie West in the band. The Rich Kids were doing it. They had this writer named Richard Supa. Everyone was doing it. So we decided to do it ourselves, and this was the result. We tried to slow the song down and put the emotion to the song, and it turned out to be very good. Our manager had a connection with Shadow Morton, and he connected it with us. The object was to get us into the studio. When he saw us, he loved us, and we cut You Keep Me Hanging On in one take in less than 2 hours. Wow. It went straight to tape. Rod Stewart covered this in 1977 on his album Footloose and Fancy Free. Again, Carmine Appice was the drummer in Stewart's band at the time, and he says, I quote, "When I was with Rod, he always said to me, I wish I had done that song, man. It's such a great song, the way you guys did it. I said to Rod, why don't you do it? I'm in the band. It will give you an excuse to do it. So we put together an arrangement, a little different than the Fudge. It was similar in that it was slowed down, but the whole middle section was a piano and orchestra thing. When we did it live, it came out tremendous. when I was on stage in '77 playing You Keep Me Hanging On with Rod, I was thinking how 10 years before I was in an arena stage playing it with the Fudge. Okay. And that is history of the band and some song fact information of the song. Okay. So, yeah, man. Going back to my first impressions, I really like that really awesome, heavy, thunderous sound that they had. And it can go slow and turn light, especially with the organ kind of doing some silhouettes. The guy's voice was excellent. The drummer definitely was the standout musician in this particular song, this particular video. He's excellent. And so I know that he was instrumental in the early stages of influencing John Bonham, and I think it kind of like maybe partial construction of his drum kit. And as well, he went on to work with Rod Stewart. Didn't know that. And so he's been around. Very good. And so he's still active with the rest of Vanilla Fudge, touring as we speak. So that's quite impressive. Yeah, like I said, they've got to be in their mid-70s, maybe even getting closer to their latter 70s. Yeah, man, that was an excellent song. And it took me back to the time of my youth when I was listening to the Supremes, dancing to the Supremes when my folks had their parties and stuff. And so it's really cool listening to a different rendition. I was wondering though, maybe back then it was just a thing back then, but the Supremes had done it in '66, and 1 year later, one short year later in '67, Vanilla Fudge covers it. So I don't know, maybe would the Supremes have been upset? Would they have taken it like, yo, these guys are covering us so quickly, man. They're stealing some of our thunder. How does that work in music, man? There's a lot of music people out there. You let me know if they might have been upset about it or if it's just a non-issue. I remember asking this question too when I did a Joe Cocker reaction to Beatles song. My mind is blanking on me here. A little help from my friends. And I posed the same question. And I remember some of you in the comments saying it probably really wasn't an issue because it was so different in a sound. And of course, you know, the Beatles gave Joe Cocker high praise. But I wonder if that's the same case in a lot of other examples like this. You know, I'm sure that there are examples out there of people not being very flattered or tolerant of their songs being covered. And I'm just wondering just about the timing, you know, just a short year later being covered after your song has been released. I'm just wondering if it would impact you negatively in any way where it comes to revenue, where it comes to popularity, opportunity, whatnot. Yeah, I just wonder how the Supremes felt about that. That's just a question in my mind. But if you've got some information, help me out with that. Let me know. I don't know the inner goings of the music industry, that sort of thing. So these guys did some covers, and I guess they made their name by covering things just like Joe Cocker did. He did some really great covers, I understand. So let me know, man, if there is a particular track or a couple of songs that you might want me to check out that Vanilla Fudge has done, whether it's a cover of something else or whether it's their own original stuff. If you're a Vanilla Fudge fan and there's something that you think I might enjoy checking out, let me know, man, and I'll definitely look into it. I like their look. I like their sound. Their stage presence is very good. They're very animated. They're rocking out. The lead singer waving his arms all over the place, man. But I imagine that they'd be really cool to see in concert. And even now, 2018, I would go I'd go check them out. I'm sure that they're older now, they're not as animated, but it would still be an interesting watch. I'd really be interested to know what his voice sounds like now after all these years. Mark Stein, is it the original singer? I would, because his voice was really powerful and rich back then. When I was listening to him for a second, I had an impression of Bob Seger. Bob Seger sometimes has a very strong, throaty kind of delivery. And when he sings old time rock and roll, there are some parts where his delivery is very strong and throaty. There's a few other songs that I can't think of. I don't know Bob Seger's songs well, but that was one of the impressions I got. So I really like Mark Stein's singing voice, and I would really be interested in checking him out. Even now, see what he sounds like. Anyway, man, that's my reaction to "You Keep Me Hanging On." Really awesome throwback to a song that I grew up listening to, and I'm definitely gonna look into maybe doing a few more. Speaking about throaty, yeah. So I'm gonna look into doing a few more reactions with Vanilla Fudge and getting to know them a little bit more personally. Give me your recommendations and let me know what I should check out. All right, man. That's my reaction. Have a good day, and I'll see you in another one. Peace.